welcome to the Cheeky Analysis. We've got a lot to catch up on this week. The Bastards finally went off and showed the potential they've had all season. My genius pickup of the Miami defense helped. My team actually as a whole didn't really go off. It was mainly just 3 players. In fact, with those 3 players being the only ones in my roster, I still would have beaten JT. Yes, I'm excited, but no, I don't think 135 points is going to be the norm. But I'm definitely excited to see what my players do for the second half of the season, especially when they all click. Turn down for Watt. It's too bad you don't actually own Watt on your team. You probably have more points. What a dive he's taken, sporting a 5-game losing streak. The only person with less points than him is Brad, which sounds about right. What doesn't sound about right is Brad is in 4th place. I don't know how it's happening, but it's happening. I still don't think it will last, but hey, anything can happen. And he's still got Megatron set to return. Papa Bear, aka the Honey Badgers, woke up a little late from hibernation this year and realized it was week 5 and he should probably start winning. And he did. He's on an impressive win streak of 4, and none of those matchups have been close at all. Let's take a look. Yep. Gay. Yeah. Rape is against the law, Dad. Please stop doing it. Now on to Rich Mahogany. God, he's so gay. I could call him gay 68.9 times in a day and it still wouldn't feel like enough. This league could go on for another 68.9 years and he would still be the gayest. In fact, I'm willing to bet by the end of this season, he's going to be 68.9% gayer than he is now. Logan's been doing terrible the last few weeks, from terrible starts to just pure low performances. And I know we're all thinking that, but we're not the only ones. Some of Logan's own players have been tweeting about his performance lately. Let's take a look at those. Andre Williams, running back for the New York Giants, says, "Wow, Logan started me over Ahmad Bradshaw. What the fuck, lol. Hashtag retarded and gay." Here's another. Vincent Jackson, receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, says, "I only scored 1.8 points and still outscored the 3 receivers on Logan's team. Laughing my ass off. Hashtag retarded and gay." Hilarious. Super Mario Bros. Surprisingly staying relevant 8 weeks into the season. He sits in 3rd place. He had a humongous comeback against Johnny Rockstar last week, if nobody didn't see it. Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown put up 80 points just between the 2 of them. Super Mario Bros. And Brad do face off this week, and they're both 5-3, so at least we know either 3rd or 4th place will be getting the loss this week. Neither of them are much of a threat, though. Craig maintains 1st place, although he's not as scary as he once was, perhaps, because he just lost to Brad. But then again, he did still put up a lot of points. I mean, I would have beaten him this week, but Pat is still sitting firmly in the bottom 3. I'd like to thank Pat for contributing to my shitty season by beating me by 0.9 a few weeks ago. Thanks, Dick. That leaves one last team to mention, the Horny Rhinos. But you're not going to hear about the Horny Rhinos from me. You're going to hear about the Horny Rhinos from the guy who owns the Horny Rhinos. I was able to swing an interview with this guy. Let's check it out. Alright, welcome to the Cheeky Analysis interview. I am the Cheeky Bastard. Today I have a special guest from the Gay Boobs League, as usual. We have Jeffrey, owner of the Horny Rhinos. Horny Rhinos are sitting in 2nd place. They've been up there pretty much all season. We're going to get Jeffrey's thoughts on what's been going on so far. So, any opening thoughts or anything you just wanting to say to the league?
Nothing really. Just I'm glad how the year's turning out. I've been in 2nd place majority of the year. Craig's been above me, unfortunately. But I can say I am happy to see how your luck's turning out. It doesn't look like you're going to make the playoffs. I'm very happy about that. You are one of the most unlucky fantasy owners this year in Gay Boobs. And I'm just happy, that's perfect right there. I'd be fine not making the playoffs as long as you did.
Understandable. I have had some strokes of luck in the past, but definitely I appreciate you can admit that I've been pretty unlucky this year.
Yeah.
But you and Craig both share an immense interest and satisfaction when I do bad, so
Yeah.
I guess I can understand that. Speaking of my success in the past seasons, what has it been like being the younger brother of such a Gay Boobs legend and just being in the shadow of the Cheeky Bastard?
It sucks, honestly, but I think that time's up. I'm just playing good this year. My team's performing like it should be. It's my time now. It's not yours.
You are looking pretty horny this year.
Yeah.
Well, some guys in life, they can't get a boner. Other guys can't get laid. And the really unfortunate guys just can't make the fantasy football playoffs.
That's me.
That's you. So, what are your expectations now that you're in second and have a legitimate shot at the playoffs?
I hope I make it. Like, Yahoo's projecting me at 5th, and I'm supposed to win one more game. I'm 6-2 right now. They're projecting me to go 7-7. I don't see that happening, but if I'm going to be beyond pissed off if I don't make the playoffs for 4 years now.
While we're talking about that, if you had to pick right now, what would your projections, the Horny Rhinos projections, be for the top 4 right now, based on how everyone's doing?
If I had to choose, it'd be Craig, me, Ryan, and Dan. Honey Badgers.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do it. Any closing remarks? Anything you missed?
No. Oh yeah. Ryan, I would like to thank you for betting me Bangkok Kitchen. I'm really excited for that when you get back. For the league that hasn't heard of our bet, Ryan was pretty cocky about our matchup, and he bet me $75 at first, but then he kind of pussied out on that, and then he bet Bangkok Kitchen and said he was going to order 3 meals, just like all the cocky stuff he likes to say, make him feel good. But I had to put him in his place, and like I said, I wasn't worried. But thanks, Ryan.
Well, I bet you worked up quite an appetite for that.
Oh, I did. I did.
All right. Well, thanks, Jeffrey. I'm excited to see how the second half of the season plays out.
Me too.
Oh, and one more thing.
68.9.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week, and as always, I will close with the Baller of the Week and the Douchebag of the Week award. Baller of the Week was tough, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel's been getting peppered with targets and receptions all year, but he's failed to find the end zone a lot. One time before this week. I just knew eventually he had to go off and start finding some pay dirt. Oh, and he did. 3 touchdowns. 3 first touchdowns in that game. Man, I haven't been that happy watching a game this entire year. So thanks, Emmanuel. You're a baller. Douchebag of the Week award is going to have to go to Cam Newton. Cam, I always have a fantasy crush on you, but, that was kind of lame. You finally started running and accumulating fantasy stats that way, getting solid 10 points just from your rushing. And you get fucking 7? I didn't really need it. It's cool. You needed a rest, but still, it's pretty gay of you. So, sorry, Cam. You're a douche. Bag. Well, that's it for this weekly analysis, even though it's really not a weekly analysis. I kind of just do it when I feel like it. We got an exciting second half of the season ahead of us, I think. A lot could change. No, I don't have a huge chance of making it into the 4th place, but there is a chance, and I am cheeky as fuck. So let's see how this turns out, and until next time, this has been the Cheeky Bastard with the Cheeky Analysis.
Down for what?